Welcome in this afternoon to today's Division I lacrosse game between the Bedford Bulldogs and the visiting Merrimack. I don't even know what Tomahawks, of course, the Merrimack Tomahawks. Beautiful afternoon today, 60 degrees. Overcast skies to start the day, but it has cleared off nicely. I understand the Boston area was rainy and kind of cloudy all day, but we have some beautiful weather today for this game. The visiting Merrimack team has struggled a little bit early season. They are 2-6 on the year, and they face an undefeated Bulldogs team that is 7-0 at this point in time and has come out strong. Special recognition today for all of the seniors before the game. We have 7 senior players as well as the manager who are being recognized today. Of note, mention the seniors today before we start the game, and most of them, I believe all of them, are starting today. So on attack, Alex Daldo, number 14. The midfielder, Mackenzie Muir, number 15. Also at attack, Emily Ulmer, number 18. On defense, Natalie Rago, number 23. Number 29, Emma Watson, the midfielder. Maggie Thompson, the senior defender. And Caitlin Bells, also a senior defender, will all be starting today on this special recognition of the senior class. Also, Christina Braga, the manager, is in need of kudos today, too, as she's been helping with managing logistics for the team all year round. So, again, congratulations to the Bedford seniors as we get ready for the opening draw. And control goes to the visiting Tomahawks as Ariana Arnold picks that up. Runs away from pressure. She'll settle. She does run backwards, though, and attracts a crowd as the riding attackers for the Bulldogs are now swarming that ball, and they do turn it over. So Emily Ulmer is able to come away with that ground ball. And they will slow down and settle into their offense. Julian Bell up top. Switches to her left hand, drives hard, shot, score. 45 seconds in, and it is 1-0 as the Bulldogs take the lead on a Julian Bell early goal. Nice move by Julian Bell as she switched to her left hand, got a pick in the middle there. Didn't quite see who set the pick, but was able to screen off of that, run close shoulder to shoulder, and get some separation from her defender. I believe it was Sydney Grogan, but I'm not quite sure. We don't have replay here yet. As you'll see throughout the season, I do keep giving Bill Jennings and George Cox a little bit of a hard time on replay, but it is nice to be able to see it again. We don't have that functionality right now, but George Cox assures me that we are working on it. So second draw control goes to Julian Bell. She gets it up quickly to Ellie Enners. And they settle down and wait for the offense to get in shape. So they're working around the outside here. Get some comfort with the ball. Grogan to Muir. Now back to Regan O'Brien. Grogan up top now. Drives righty. Back to her left. She gets swarmed there. And we're going to have a shooting space violation on the Merrimack defense. So Sydney Grogan will get a free position 8-meter shot, front and center. Shooting position as in a defender was in the line of the shot between the offensive player and the goal. And Sydney Grogan makes good on that one as she cashes in on the free position. And the Bulldogs go up 2-0. Tough position there for the Merrimack Tomahawks as Grogan was driving hard As she looks to shoot there, some of the other Merrimack defenders come over for help defense, but if they are not within a stick's distance, they become a liability and they get into that shooting space. So in this case, Grogan was able to cash in, and now she gets control of the draw for Julian Bell as one of the Merrimack defenders entered early. So there was a violation. They need to stay outside of that circle until that whistle blows from the referee. It's good to have everybody tuning in today to this BC TV broadcast, live on YouTube for Corey Parker's stream too for the Bedford High School. Listeners all over the East Coast, some on the West Coast, Long Island, upstate New York, all parts of New Hampshire, some listeners in Arizona. As the Bulldogs settle their offense, they're going to work from 2 stacked positions up high. Some interchanges with their midfielders, working the ball behind. Drive here, a little question mark move, can't get it to go. Alex Daldo didn't quite see the shot. It's a good move, but didn't choose to shoot right then. Daldo looks, dishes up top. Enters, looks. Gets a pick. Runs behind. Looks for cutters now off of those stacked positions. Up top now to Mackenzie Muir. She gets checked, ball down. Comes away with the loose ball, but she's going to get called on an illegal check there. I believe that was Lily Marshall. Can't quite see if that was Ariana Arnold or Marshall. I believe it was Arnold. Tough to see the numbers from up here. Good cut there by Daldo. Recovers, lefty shot will go on the bouncer. So good recovery in the middle by Alex Daldo. She couldn't quite corral the first pass, but the ball ended up on the ground, and she scooped up the ground ball, spun to her left, and was able to bury. So Daldo pushes the lead out to 3-0, 21 minutes left here in the first half on this beautiful New Hampshire afternoon. We're going to go back to the draw at midfield. Grogan and Olivia Matthews are on the wings here. Julian Bell takes the draw for the Bulldogs against Ariana Arnold. Middle now, O'Brien. Back to Bell. Grogan over to Enners. Now Bell. And back to Matthews. Again, very patient offense here by the Bulldogs. The Tomahawks have struggled in their games to late, and the Bulldogs have quite a proficient offense. And we've seen the Bulldogs start strong here with a quick 3-goal lead in the first 4 minutes or so. Now they'll go into a more active set as they worked it around the outside several times. Coming from behind is Cameron Schmidt. Freshman attacker is now checked into the ball game. Up top to Bell. Bell gets to her right hand. Sidearm shot stings the upper right-hand corner. Beautiful shot by Julian Bell. She tallies her second of the game on the feed from behind. And the Bulldogs go up 4-0.
Bedford goal by number 5, Julian Bell.
Really tough save there for goalkeeper Emma Charette, as that was high on the left side, which is the goalkeeper's opposite stick hand. So offside high is a tough save to make as she tries to get that stick across her body. And it's excellent shooting position for Julian Bell, sniping that corner. Looks like we might have an injury believe that is Ariana Arnold. I can see that number. That's 15. So looks like she was stung by something, either a stick or a wayward elbow or maybe the ball. As she trots off to the sideline, looks like she's okay. Maybe a bloody nose over there. Hope that she's okay as she makes a trip over to the trainer's cart. 19:45 left here. It's a 4-goal lead for the Bulldogs, 4-0. We go back to the draw circle. Julian Bell will take the draw. Olivia Matthews and Mackenzie Muir on the wings. Cameron Gaumont and Haley Rivet on the wings for Lily Marshall. That ground ball goes to Matthews. They get it into the offensive end, and now they'll set up again. So patience up top. We'll see them work it back and forth with their midfielders and 2 attackers. Staying patient, just to work that ball a little bit. Bleed some time off the clock. Tomahawks defenders are maintaining their patience too. Obviously, they don't want to chase out too far. Usually want to defend the 8-meter, which is that inside red fan that you can see on the field there. And the Bulldogs will go into their offensive set. Regan O'Brien gets to her strong left hand, and she cashes high. Great pick there by Olivia Matthews. Little dish, little 2-on-2 action. And Regan O'Brien goes strong with her left hand. Drew a crowd, but was able to slip in between 2 or 3 defenders and cash high. So 5-0 Bulldogs. Just under 19 minutes to go here in the first half. Back to the draw circle. Muir Matthews again on the wings for Bell. Lily Marshall on the draw for Merrimack. Gaumont and Rivet along the wings. And Haley Rivet comes away with that ground ball, gets possession for Merrimack. She swarmed there, legal check there, so Enders goes behind. Restart by Rivet. Ball on the ground, and Enders comes up with it. Up quick to Alex Daldo. Daldo into the open field. She decides to settle it. She did have Emily Ulmer cutting in the middle of the field, but I'm pretty confident that Coach Hodgson has told them to slow down any break and get a long possession each time they get into their offensive end. Ulmer was wide open on a nice cut on the backside, but the senior attacker, Daldo, decided to just chill a little bit there and regroup on the offensive end here. Daldo drives from behind, sees a cutting Ulmer, can't quite get the connection there. Picked up in traffic by the Tomahawks. Rivet dishes off to Vanessa Kaczynski. And the Bulldogs are swarming again on this clear. Illegal check there on Rivet. Daldo gets sent behind. Rivet gets the ball again. Restart, silent restart there, no whistle. Passes far side, ball on the ground again. Ulmer comes up with the ground ball, but that's an empty check. You cannot check a player's stick if they do not have the ball in it, so that's called an empty check. And the Tomahawks will retain possession here. Not quite sure what that stoppage was. Ariana Arnold now. They back it up, looking for a little bit more space now to Hannah Dodana. Pass picked off there by Enners. Enners up quick to Regan O'Brien. O'Brien cashes offside hip. Very quick in transition as they capitalize on the clearing mistake. Enners got that ball, picked it off in midair. Hit the ground. She scooped it up quickly and looked upfield and saw the cutting O'Brien right in the middle of the field. Quick shot puts it out to 6-0 as O'Brien has her second of the game. And we head back to the draw circle. Grogan and Matthews, support for Julian Bell, who's in the draw again. Lily Marshall on the draw with Gaumont and Rivet again. Procedure there on White, so Merrimack picks it up. And they'll get it into their offensive end and set up their attack here. Rivet back to her right hand. Check there by Matthews, who pushes a little aggressively. She gets sent behind. This is a odd angle 8 meter, so likely will not see Rivet shoot on goal here as the Bedford defense recovers. Rivet being harassed by Caitlin Bells. Gets it over to Paige Rivet. Good defense there by Matthews. They find in the middle Latoile, but she can't quite get a shot off there. Pushed behind the cage by Grogan. And Latoile will get possession again, right at X. We refer to X as right behind the goal in lacrosse. Restart there, whistleless restart. A little bit drawn out here this time, but chased down from behind by Grogan. She gets a good check in there. And then she is fouled. So Grogan restarts up to Bell. Excuse me, that was Matthews. Now to Bell. And transition into the offensive end. She'll wait for her midfielders to catch up. And they will reset just over 14 minutes to play. 6-0 Bulldogs. Gotten out to a quick start. 2 goals by O'Brien and Bell each. And then 1 goal by Grogan and Daldo each. Puts us to 6. And the highly skilled Bulldog team came in here pretty heavy favorite, and they're showing why with sharp passing skills, aggressive defense, quick ground balls, and an excellent transition game. Running a bit of a weave up top here. Bell now to Grogan. Back over to Matthews. Now Bell. Matthews. Back over to Daldo. Down to Grogan. And to Ulmer. And work the ball around up top, interchanging positions. Likely hearing a go-ahead from their coach at some point to approach aggressively towards the cage. But they're going to continue to work it around up top as Grogan pass goes a little bit high and off of her stick, but she's able to corral that ground ball pretty quickly. Daldo up to Matthews. She'll reverse. Back to Grogan, now behind. Isabel McStowe, who's checked in. Junior attacker. And Cameron Schmidt now with the ball. directly behind, drives righty, nobody comes. A little bit late, ducks the check, and she'll cash in for a goal. Cameron Schmidt, her first of the game. Freshman attack, cashes in with just under 12 minutes to go here in the game, in the first half.
Cameron Schmidt.
It's a little bit of a tough position for both of these teams here, as we're 7-goal margin with 12 minutes to go left in the first half here. Bedford wants to be respectful of their opponents. They want to win the game, obviously, but they are not going to aggressively approach the goal every single possession right when they get it. Bleeding a little time off the clock. Merrimack's defense, is a couple of things they might be able to do. Aggressively push their defense out. Possibly harass some of these midfielders and attackers as they're working the ball around the perimeter. As you do that, you extend your defense and you do get a few cracks in it, and therefore potentially create easy scoring opportunities for the Bulldogs. So bit of a tough position for both teams here. Regan O'Brien spins back to her left. Drew a double team. She gets it back to Matthews. Now to Grogan and to Enners. Enners looks to get it behind, finds Schmidt right at X. Schmidt watches for cutters. Left hand up top, finds Enners. Enners back to Abby Williams, the junior midfielder who has checked in now. Ball comes out awkwardly from her stick, and Merrimack gets control here. Quickly back to Emma Chorette. And she'll be patient on the clear here. Just going to look for cutters all over the field. The Tomahawks are going to be patient on this clear. Now they do find a cutting midfielder. Looks like Cameron Gaumont. Illegal check there by Grogan. Gaumont gets the ball. Keeps it in her stick. She's double teamed again. Chased down from behind by Grogan. I think they're going to call that off of Grogan, or perhaps an illegal check. Merrimack does get the ball back. They're going to spin it back to their defensive end. Gets a little bit more room as Ariana Arnold swings it back to this side of the field, near side, but her pass cannot be held. And O'Brien runs into the offensive end, finds a cutter there. McStowe, and she got checked pretty hard there. Not sure if it quite hit her face, and it probably did, as the defender is shown a yellow card and she's sent off. It looks like Elise Fasano got her stick a little bit high there on McStowe and earned the foul call. So she will be off the field for a minute. And the Tomahawks will play man down. 9:18 left here, 7-0. McStowe cashes in on the bounce shot there. Pushes the lead out to 8-0.
Bedford goal by number 8, Isabel McStowe.
A tough position there in transition as the Tomahawks defense was getting back, trying to prevent that easy fast break goal. O'Brien saw the cutting McStowe and delivered the pass right in the middle. And Fasano just got her stick a little bit high on that check, right in McStowe's face. So she is sent off for a dangerous check. And we head back to the draw circle. We see Matthews taking the draw this time. Looks like Grogan and maybe Enners on the circle here. Heavy check there by Arnold. So Matthews will pick up. Marshall was on the draw there for the Tomahawks. And Gaumont was on the circle as well. Now the Bulldogs will set up their offense here. Just under 9 minutes to go in the first half. 8-0 Bedford. See the Bulldogs slow things down, work on their stick skills and movement. They still are in a man-up position. There will likely be an open Bedford player on the field somewhere here, but again, with the margin, the Bulldogs are not pressing to score at this point in time. Matthews looks for cutters. Good offside cut there by Abby Williams. They decide not to feed the middle. Another cut there by McStowe. Right through the middle. There are opportunities here, and again, I think the Bulldogs are being extremely patient. Enters, cuts through, decides not to shoot. Pass to Grogan's first stick. The Tomahawks come up with that. Paige Rivet with the quick ground ball out into transition. Bulldogs are playing an off ride, making the Tomahawks come to them. Now Rivet is double teamed there on the far sideline. Gets it back near side to Vanessa Kozinski, and she passes back to her goalkeeper, Emma Chorette. Rivet. Her pass into the middle to Allison Steins. She is swarmed there, and the ball comes out. So the Bulldogs pick up that ground ball. Tough ride there by the Bulldogs. And they keep it down here inside the 30-yard line or their offensive box. The girls' field is divided into thirds. So the 30 and beyond is the offensive area. In between the 30s is mainly referred to as the midfield, and within your own 30 is a defensive area. Matthews on the cut here. Looks like we're going to have a shooting space. That shot was scored, but it is wiped out for now as there was a violation. Again, a defender was in her shooting space, so she is awarded a free position on the 8-meter. That red fan. Low sidearm shot will go as Olivia Matthews scores her first of the game. A freshman midfielder has made significant contributions at the midfield this year.
For goal by number 6, Olivia Matthews.
Strong in the midfield, plays great defense, scrappy on ground balls, so she's been a great contributor as a freshman. Excellent accomplishment for her. We have seen the Bedford defense has yet to be tested today, but they do need to stay alive back there. Sabrina Tipping and Kira Abdel Sayed have checked in the defensive third as Matthews controls the draw for Bedford. Enters back now to Audrey Purnell, who was checked in for her first action. And back to the patient offense for the Bulldogs. Cut there by O'Brien, gets back to her left hand, and she'll score. Good move. She caught it righty, faked the righty shot, then turned over her right shoulder with her left hand, and now she has her hat trick. 5:45 left in the game. And the Bulldogs go up by 10.
Assist to number 6, Olivia Matthews.
Again, that defense not seeing too much action. Mackenzie Muir is back there in front of Natalie Rago, Abdel Sayed, and Tipping. Those four comprise the defense in front of sophomore goalie Abby Widener. Yet to touch the ball today. Back to the draw circle. And Matthews wins that draw against Lily Marshall. And they will settle in the offensive end again. Purnell to Enners, back to Purnell. O'Brien, Matthews, Purnell. Oh, that's not Purnell, I'm sorry, that's Williams. Now to Enners. Working the ball around their open sets here, looking for cutters through the middle. Drive here by Cameron Schmidt. She finds O'Brien, can't quite make that connection. Ball on the ground is batted around. The Tomahawks come away with that ground ball. Smart play there by Elise Fasano. Gets it back to her goalkeeper. Clearing pass will sail high and out on the near sideline. So it will go back to the Bulldogs as Audrey Purnell picks that up. Up quick to Olivia Matthews. Just under 4 minutes to play here in the first half. Bulldogs work it around again up top. Matthews gets it behind now to Schmidt. She works behind with McStowe. McStowe cuts high and Matthews sets a pick. Working a little pick and roll action here between those two. And now Matthews will circle around behind. Crosses signals with McStowe, but she'll chase down that ground ball and keep possession for the Bulldogs. Two and a half to go here now in the first half. We have reached running time with the margin of 10. Matthews drives, lefty. Sees a cutting O'Brien. They won't feed the middle there. Purnell cuts. Enners looks to feed. Now she's going to drive lefty. Pulls it out. O'Brien now dishes in the middle. McStowe check there. Can't come down with that pass, but Matthews is there on the backup. Deep in the far corner. Now she gets it to Schmidt behind. Shovels it there to O'Brien. Little interchange there now with O'Brien. Finds a cutting Enners in the middle, and she catches and buries right-handed. Ellie Enners' first goal of the game, the midfielder, puts them up 11-0.
Bedford goal by number 26.
With just about a minute and a half to go. It is running time, so we should get back and finish with the draw. About a minute left here. So Matthews will go to the draw circle. Enners and Audrey Purnell will be on the circle for the Bulldogs. Lily Marshall again in the middle on the draw for the Tomahawks with Gaumont. And I can't see the number, but I'm guessing it's Rivet over there on the circle. Nope, it is not. It is Ariana Arnold. Violation there called in the midfield on the draw. So up quick to Enners, and they'll settle into their offense again. 40 seconds left to play here in the first half. .30 seconds to go. We'll see if the Bulldogs are looking for one last shot here. Possibly go into a set play with 10 or 12 seconds left. .12 now 10. Matthews stays patient. O'Brien off the cutter. And it looks like they will run out the clock as Enners Fires it back up top to Matthews. 2-1-0, and we have the first half in the books here. Rather lopsided affair. Most of the action was in the Bedford offensive end, as you saw them being extremely patient on offense and still put in 11 goals. It is 11-0. The Bulldogs lead at halftime. We'll take about a 5-minute break and rejoin you for second half action here on BCTV and on the YouTubes. We'll be right back. And we're back here at Bedford High School in Bedford, New Hampshire, ready for second half action between the Bulldogs and the Tomahawks. The Bulldogs carried an 11-goal lead into halftime, 11-0. Somewhat lopsided affair as they dominated possession time. Were very deliberate in their approach in the offensive end, and they resumed play here doing the same as they controlled the draw and go back into the offensive end. We will have running time here with the margin above 10 goals. Working a weave here at midfield. Bell to Enners, now to Grogan. Mackenzie Muir. Regan O'Brien. Enners and Alex Daldo now with the ball behind. Enners up top to Ulmer. Brings it back behind to Daldo. Working stick skills, catching and throwing, movement with and without the ball. That ball goes a little wide. Daldo chases that down, gets the ground ball, and back into the offensive end. On defense, we have Maggie Thompson, Emma Watson, Caitlin Bells, and Natalie Rago in front of Abby Widener in goal. As the Bulldogs, again, take a deliberate approach on this offensive end. Daldo now behind. Sees two cutters. Passes to Enners. Back to Daldo behind. Now Ulmer. Stack up top with the midfielders. There's Bell and Mackenzie Muir. And Grogan are all stacked center middle up top. They work a four-man or four-girl game around that. O'Brien drives lefty, cut from Grogan one time. Quick stick. Can't quite get it to go. Grogan goes into the crease. The offensive players are not allowed to go into the crease at any time, so she does get called for a violation. She harasses the goalkeeper in there, causing an errant throw. And the ground ball goes to Regan O'Brien. Great hustle there. Passed into the middle, though, and that's broken up by Elise Fasano. Looks like we might have a new goalkeeper this half for the Tomahawks, Kaylee Leone. The Bulldogs will settle behind. So Leone is barking out instructions to her defense. O'Brien settles behind, looks for cutters. Drives hard lefty, dips her shoulder, decides not to shoot. And back behind to Ulmer. Daldo cuts through, excellent cut, was wide open. Ulmer now drives, dips her left shoulder, gets checked there, and the ball comes out. But she gets her own ground ball. Back to Grogan. Now Enners will take it behind. Enners to a cutting O'Brien. Her shot is deflected and won't go. But Ulmer's there for the backup. Great save there by the junior goalkeeper, Kaylee Leone. Daldo now back to Enners. Enners drives righty. Sidearm shot will go. Stick side hip. It's tough to track that ball when it comes from a different angle. And the Bulldogs will take a timeout there. Enners gets her second of the game. Pushes the score out to 12-0 with just over 20 minutes to go here in the second half. Clouds are starting to creep in here. The beautiful sunshine has somewhat disappeared. We still see some kind of blue skies out in the distance, but the beautiful sun that we had as we started the game is gone now. I believe rain is in the forecast for tomorrow. I'm not sure if there are any games on the docket, but maybe practices will get affected by that. Fields that we talked about early in the season across the street here, Sportsman Field, is nearly complete with its new turf. Will be some line painting and various other adjustments, and that is expected to open in June. Many of the sports teams here in Bedford will be able to take advantage of that, particularly the high school and middle school teams, but also other rec teams throughout the town. Not sure if we can get a shot of the seniors' numbers down here. Again, today is senior day, honoring the 8 seniors as well as the manager, 7 seniors as well as the manager, Christina Braga. Again, those seniors are 14, Alex Daldo, 15, Mackenzie Muir, 18, Emily Ulmer, 23, Natalie Rago, 29, Emma Watson, 33, Maggie Thompson, and 48, Caitlin Bell. Appreciate George getting a zoom in on there on the camera. Christina Braga also there, CB, noted for her contributions to the team this year. Nice ceremony before the game at 5 o'clock, honoring those seniors here. And as mentioned at the top of the broadcast, those seniors were each in the starting lineup this afternoon on a day honoring them and their contributions to the program. Teams have broken from their huddles. And 20 minutes, 26 seconds left here in the game. We'll go back to the face-off, the draw circle, right at midfield. Julian Bell will be flanked by Sydney Grogan. I think that's Matthews. Matthews and Bell look so similar, and their numbers are so close, 6 and 5. It's tough to tell here. But that is Bell taking the draw, 5. And on the opposite circle there is Mackenzie Muir for the Bulldogs. They're going to redraw as the ball fell out of the sticks there. Lily Marshall on the draw for the Tomahawks, flanked by Haley Rivet and Ariana Arnold. Collision there. Incidental contact. Grogan scoops up the ground ball, takes it strong to the cage, dishes behind to Enners, and she'll settle things down. We have an official's timeout. I believe there's an injury. Seems like Haley Rivet is in tough shape after that collision at midfield. So official's timeout for a substitution. Haley Rivet trots off. And a substitution, Hannah Dadana, will take her place on the attack. Play is restarted. Bulldogs again being patient on offense. Passing and catching skills on display here for the Bulldogs as they work their offense. Keep moving their feet around. Occasionally a challenged pass or catch. As Lily Marshall extends her defense out. Bell, now to Muir, to Grogan. Up top to Alex Daldo. Enters now. Behind. Ulmer to O'Brien. Back to Ulmer. cutting Sydney Grogan catches that in the middle, left-handed, switches to her right hand, and gets the bouncer to go on that low right side. So excellent play in the middle by Grogan. That's a tough play to make in traffic as she caught it lefty. Switched over to her right hand and got that bounce shot to go. So Grogan with her second of the game. And they head back to the draw circle. 18 minutes to go here in the game. Draw there by Matthews and Lily Marshall. Paige Rivet comes up with the ground ball. Legal check there. Restart. Rivet spins away from pressure. Nice job to get away from the pressure of Matthews there. Now they look to double team the ball. Emma Watson there defending. Rivet does nicely to keep the ball in her stick, run away from pressure. Now she drives hard lefty, gets the edge, and she is fouled as she got goal line extended, which is just to the side of the goal. She will get an 8-meter, but it is on an odd angle here, so it will be tough to take advantage of this. Rivet does get the ball back, and she is fouled quickly by Maggie Thompson. Maggie Thompson will be sent behind. Rivet restarts, and they adjust their defense. Rivet looks to pass. Inside roll, nice roll by Rivet. She gets fouled by Matthews, so she'll get another free position on the opposite low angle. Matthews gets sent behind. Restart there. Rivet moves into the middle, and we're going to get a shooting space. That was a tough one there as Matthews tried to come from the side, but she was in the way, so she will get shooting space called. Free position here for Rivet. And Abby Widener will likely see her first shot of the game here. Rivet does not take the shot, though. Stumbles. Ball comes out. Fought for in the middle there. Ball's whacked around there a little bit, and we're going to have a call, a hold on the Bulldogs. And so the Tomahawks will get control just outside of the fan on that 12-meter line. Marshall now over to Haley Rivet. Feed in the middle, side cutter was Paige Rivet. That ball's on the ground again. Picked up nicely on that ground ball there, and we're going to get another illegal check, this time on Natalie Rago. Lily Marshall with the free position front and center. Oh, okay, now they're going to move her to top left here from the goalie. So Widener will face Marshall on the restart. Marshall drives, righty. Ball comes out, though. Finds the Tomahawk stick there, Cameron Gaumont, and she is fouled on her drive, and we're going to get a yellow card. So Natalie Rago is sent off. 14.5 to go here in the game. Bulldogs will be a player down for 1 minute. And Cameron Gaumont will have the free position here to the goalie's top left. Shot is good there. As Gaumont takes advantage of the free position, is able to beat Widener. Top right. That's, again, a tough shot to save there as off stick side.
Number 9, Cam Gaumont.
Widener couldn't catch up to it, so it goes to 13-1 as Gaumont gets the Tomahawks on the board. It was the first significant possession on offense we've seen for the Tomahawks. There are several penalties, fouls in the fan area, leading to at least 3 different free position shots. And they were finally able to cash in as Cameron Gaumont gets the first of the game for the Tomahawks. Just under 14 minutes to play, 13-1. The Bulldogs ahead by 12. Back to the draw, Matthews. Can't come up with that, but Marshall does. They restart quickly. Ooh, wow. They didn't let her restart quickly. They will bring her all the way back. So Marshall restarts. She's chased from behind by Sydney Grogan, who gets called for a foul. Grogan gets pushed or told to go behind. Restart now. Gaumont gets fouled again, this time by Maggie Thompson. She will restart on the 12. Cutter now, can't quite make that connection. And the ball is picked up in the defensive end by Emma Watson. Clear now for the Bulldogs, as Watson is backed up to where the infraction occurred. Watson far side. Finds Regan O'Brien, who is coming all the way back from her attack position to provide some help on this clear, and she legs it out all the way into the offensive end. So the Bulldogs will reset their offense with about 12 and a half here to go in the game. They will resume their patient approach. They substitute through some defenders here. A significant amount of time there, though, on that Tomahawks possession. Matthews' little dish off to Regan O'Brien. O'Brien to McStowe. Drives righty, gets the edge, little side shot, sidearm shot, won't go. Bulldogs are behind to back it up, so Cameron Schmidt will restart. 1 goal on the afternoon today for Schmidt. She looks in the middle, makes the connection with Matthews, and a little scoop shot. Finds the back of the net there, offside hip. Excellent placement there by Matthews as she cuts through the middle, catches lefty, and scoops it into the far side.
Bedford goal by number 6, Olivia Matthews.
So 14-1 here, the Bulldogs are up. Quick scoring summary for everybody at home. Regan O'Brien leads the way with 3 goals. 2 goals each for Sydney Grogan, Julian Bell, Olivia Matthews, and Ellie Enners. And then 1 goal apiece for McStowe, Schmidt, and Daldo. Draw is controlled at midfield by Enners. Another win for Matthews. And they will settle it down again. McStowe to Enners now. Back up top to O'Brien. And the patience resumes for the Bulldogs offense as they hold a 13-goal lead with 10 minutes to play. Enners drives righty, draws a triple team, backs it up, pulls it out. Grogan cutting through the middle. Excellent feed from O'Brien, and Grogan cashes in. Grogan's 3rd on the afternoon, and excellent vision there by O'Brien to see her cutting through the middle.
Bedford goal by number 1, Sydney Grogan.
So 15-1 now. Just about 9 minutes to play. Cool breeze is kicking up. We feel the weather coming in. Balloons representing Senior Day are wiggling along the fence there, so we do feel a little breeze here. Largely a pleasant afternoon, though. And pleasant for the Bulldogs as they've led from the outset. Lights are starting to fire up now. Not sure they'll be needed here in the next 8.5 minutes, but guessing that they are on a light sensor. O'Brien back up top. Scoop pass to Grogan. Enters now, gets it behind. Schmidt drives. Cut by McStowe. Cut by Williams. And Schmidt maintains her patience, but gets it to Matthews. Matthews spins back to her left hand and buries it far side. Little slow roller into that low left corner. And Matthews now has a hat trick, her third of the day. Just under 8 minutes to go. 16-1.
By number 6,
The Bulldogs.
Assist number 13, Cameron Schmidt.
So back to the draw circle. Matthews will draw there against Lily Marshall. Grogan and Enters on the circle, but it goes right to Matthews. She comes away with it, up quick to Enters, and they will get it into their offensive end quite quickly. See if they take a different approach on each of these possessions. Sometimes they're running the weave up top. Occasionally they'll do an exchange with their attackers. Again, working on those stick skills, running, passing, and catching all at the same time, making cuts through the middle. Pass missed there by O'Brien, but she scoops up the ground ball quickly. Now Schmidt behind. To McStowe. Cut through the middle by Williams. McStowe maintains that patience. I'm guessing they're being instructed not to force that pass into the middle, but make sure that cutter is wide open before they jam it in there. And there it is, as Regan O'Brien makes that cut, was wide open, and got an excellent pass from Schmidt from behind. So O'Brien scores her fourth of the game. And they'll take it back to the draw circle.
Assist to number 6, Olivia Matthews.
Well, I guess the official scoring has Olivia Matthews on the assist. It looked like it was Schmidt from behind, but I might be incorrect on that one. We'll have to check with the scorer. Just over 5 minutes to go here, 17-1. The Bulldogs have a healthy lead over the Merrimack Tomahawks. And Matthews controls the draw again, up quick to Enters. A replay from the previous draw. And they're back into their offense. Audrey Purnell is checked back in. O'Brien, Matthews, Purnell. Can't quite hold on to that pass. Great hustle there by Cameron Gaumont. And the Tomahawks come away with that ground ball. A couple of wayward checks. And Ariana Arnold will restart. Up quickly, can't make the connection on the pass. And Enters comes away with that ground ball. Scrappy on those loose balls in the midfield. And she legs it into the offensive end. Relentless on that ride, as they rarely have let Merrimack pass the midfield line. Never mind get into their offensive end. And their patient offense resumes as McStowe has it up top. Back to O'Brien. Just under 4 minutes to play here. O'Brien can't handle that pass in the middle. Gaumont is fouled there, so she will get the ball back in her stick. She is chased by a number of Bulldog defenders. And she does get fouled, so she will restart. And she goes quickly. Gets another foul. And Gaumont will get the free position on the 8-meter. She was fouled a couple times, last by Enners. So Gaumont on the restart, top center, takes the shot. Her shot goes high. It is backed up behind by a Tomahawks player. Looks like Paige Rivet back there. Rivet dodges. Can't quite get the edge there on Watson. Now she does, gets to her right hand. Ball comes out before she gets the shot out. And Widener comes up with the loose ball out from her crease. Abby Widener gets into a little bit of trouble. The ball comes out of her stick, but Olivia Matthews is there for that quick ground ball. So she gets into the midfield. And it's tough to stop her once she gets her legs going. They get into the offensive end. They'll take a breath. Just over 2 minutes to go here. A couple more drop passes than we've seen earlier in this game from the Bulldogs. Audrey Purnell, her pass is checked there, but Matthews comes away with the ground ball. Up quick to Schmidt. Back to Matthews. And now to Daldo. Enters over to Matthews. Now to Schmidt. Near side to Daldo. And behind to Ulmer. Offense is quite a bit more spread out than it was in the last couple of possessions as they were crowding that fan, looking for cutters. And they are looking to keep that ball away and extend their time of possession. Purnell back to Matthews. 1 minute to play here. 17-1 lead for the Bulldogs. They'll look to run out this last minute with possession. Matthews back to Enners. Matthews gets checked now. Great check there by Lily Marshall. But Matthews quickly back on the ground ball. Daldo now up top. Enners. Purnell back to Matthews. Ten seconds to play here. And a convincing victory for the Bulldogs will end as a 17-1 victory for the Bulldogs, and they'll extend their undefeated streak. And that'll do it here this afternoon. Congratulations to the Bulldogs as they continue their undefeated season. They move to 8-0 and will continue their season on Thursday at Merrimack. And a follow-up here. We'll be joining you on Thursday afternoon for the boys game, 5:30 here for the varsity game. Appreciate you tuning in. For George Cox on the BCTV crew on camera and stats, we really appreciate your help. Bill Jennings, Harry Kozlowski. I'm Corey Munster-Tiger. It's been a pleasure to bring you this game. Have a good evening.
As well as the Bedford seniors, Christina Braga, Alexandra Dole.